Welcome back to another video with your average Jose. And today, since next week, I believe the 23rd to the 25th is the NFL draft. It's like Christmas for myself. Definitely the NFL draft and the NBA draft. It's like Christmas for me. I'm so excited. So I thought if Mel Kiper can do it, so can I. So I'm gonna do my first 16 picks in my first ever mock draft. Okay, here we go. So at number one, of course, the Bengals are going to take Joe Burrow. I mean, the dude's a stud. Coming off from last year, I mean, wasn't all that great, but I mean, he's put in the work. And I know he had some like great talent around him, but I mean, 60 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Like I mean, I'd be hard pressed for anybody to debate that he's the greatest quarterback to ever play college football. Like, he had an amazing season, undefeated. He took out 7 of the top 25 teams on his schedule. He was ridiculous. And come on, let's be honest. Andy Dalton. The Bengals are the most excellent average team I have ever seen. They are the epitome of consistency, being consistently average. Number two, the Redskins go Chase Young. I mean, he's the greatest, not greatest, but the best talent in this draft. I mean, if you want edge rushers, you go Ohio State, and he's definitely it. You put him and Montez Sweat on the line together. I mean, that defense is going to be ridiculous. Lions, no trades in this draft. I think the Lions take Jeff Okudah. I mean, best defensive back in the draft. Replace Darius Slay. So take over for him. Like I said, they actually could do a lot of things. They could actually trade out and let maybe like the Dolphins or the Chargers come up for a quarterback that they're really looking for. But for this draft with no trades, I think they go Jeff Okudah here. But they have a lot of selections. They go Isaiah Simmons, that Matt Patricia defense, real versatile, kind of play around. But for the sake of this one, I'm going to go Jeff Okudah. So you need corners. Number four, the Giants. The Giants can go a lot of ways. You could go Daniel Jones. You have to protect Daniel Jones. Protect Daniel Jones. So you could go lineman, but honestly, I just don't. I don't know why you would pass up on Isaiah Simmons. The dude is a physical freak. I mean, his numbers at the combine were off the charts. You put the tape on, he's everywhere. He could play in the box. As linebacker, I mean, he's chasing down receivers. He could probably cover tight ends easily. He's as fast as running backs, and he could play. He could play safety as well. I think that'd be kind of cool with him and Jabril Peppers. There's a lot of scheme that could go into that defense, so I think that'd be really cool. I'd go Isaiah Simmons there. Like I said, you could go lineman to protect Daniel Jones, but I think you take the best player available and go Isaiah Simmons at number 4. Dolphins. Okay. I know this is crazy, and I know his medical and everything is like, everyone's kind of like, wasn't out. I know he's had like a history with injuries, but I think honestly, mark my words, I think that Tua Tagovailoa to the Dolphins will be a steal. I mean, the dude came in, won a national championship right off the bat, and then he's been consistent throughout his years at Alabama. I know he's surrounded with talent, and I get it, but he's a difference maker. He knows how to extend the plays. I would like to see him get rid of that ball a little bit quicker, or maybe not try to be so much of a hero. But I mean, I think he's going to be a steal, and I think he's definitely going to lift up that Dolphins organization that needs a lot of help. people forget that they still have Josh Allen, so Josh Allen can. Oh, I meant to say. So if Josh, I know that they still have Josh Rosen. Um, Josh Rosen isn't playing so well, then they could. And I didn't think Josh Rosen was good out of UCLA like at all. I think he was one of those, hey, I look the part so I can play the part type of guys. But I didn't think he was that great. So I think that Josh Rosen could come in and play a couple of games, and if he plays well, then keep him, and Tua can just sit behind him, and if not, then throw Tua into the fire. Let him run with the Wolves or the Dolphins. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Chargers got to replace Philip Rivers, and I think this guy, while he's not a huge locker room presence, and I know that's needed, and I get it, you got to rally the troops, but I'm sure that there's men in there that could do that for him. He's a quiet leader. I think that Justin Herbert has a ton of talent and huge upside, like a high ceiling. I think he could. I know people see him like as a game manager. I think he's way more than that, to be like completely honest. I think he could take over games. I mean, he could win you some games. He could take you to the promised land. Tyrod Taylor to me is a game manager. Like, he is the epitome of game manager. I mean, look at when he was with the Buffalo Bills. That's what he did. He did enough to get in. But I think Justin Herbert could get him over the edge, something that Philip Rivers really could never do. So I, in confidence, can say that I think Tua will be a steal, just because people are writing him off for the Dolphins. And then I think Justin Herbert for the Chargers uh, will be a steal, just because people don't think that he could take him over the top. But I think he has a lot of ceiling, a high ceiling, and a ton of potential. The Panthers, a ton of needs. Don't really know where to start. I know they just got Teddy Bridgewater, which is wonderful. I know that they have a receiving core, Moore, excellent receiver. Yeah, but I would go here, Derek Brown. After Isaiah Simmons, uh, best defensive player on the board, I'd go Derek Brown, just shore up that D line, and then maybe later on in the draft go offensive lineman, or get some receivers for Teddy. But I'd go Derek Brown. Huge interior presence, can disrupt the run. So that's where I would go for the Panthers. The Cardinals, I would go pretty easy one. I would go Tristan Wirfs. Kyler Murray needs protection. He was way too much on his backside last NFL season. So it's a pretty easy pick there. He fits the scheme, and you need to shore up that offensive lineman for your future quarterback. They just got DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitz, and I think he'd just do well there. So it's pretty easy for the Cardinals. Jags, honestly, you could go a lot of positions. I mean, their defense isn't what it used to be. Duval, not no more. More like do slow it down. But I think they go Javon Kinlaw. They're a 6'6", 310-pound defensive tackle, freaking stud. I think they just start from the inside and work their way out. I mean, they have Minshew, Mustache Madness. He has receivers. I mean, he has DJ Chark, D.D. Westbrook, and but I think they could shore up the defense, and so I think they go Javon Kinlaw there, best fit available. I guess at that point, the Browns, they need to protect Baker. I'd go Mekhi Becton there from Louisville. He will need some time to develop. I mean, he's a raw talent, but I mean, that dude's going to be a freaking beast. So I'd go Mekhi Becton from Louisville. Just give him some time, be patient, and he's going to develop into something great. And they can get some protection for Baker. The Jets, I would go Jedrick Willis, just to shore up the offensive line. He's an offensive lineman from Alabama. Get some protection for Sam Darnold. And with this being, they also have an Indian receiver, but with this being such a receiver-heavy draft, I mean, the later drafts, they could get a more than great receiver in the later drafts. And I will also say, to go on the record, I think this will be one of the greatest receiver classes ever. I mean, you could go into the later rounds and there's not a huge drop off with these receivers. They can all ball. I mean, they can fly. The Raiders, Las Vegas, baby. The Raiders, I'm gonna go Jerry Jeudy. I honestly, I know they just got Nelson Aguilar. He plays outside, and then Jerry Jeudy can play the slot. I mean, he's the smoothest receiver we've seen in a long time. He can make an immediate impact. He can go in there and start day one. I think that he's exactly what Mike Mayock is looking for right now. I mean, I think CeeDee Lamb is more electrifying, but Jerry Jeudy could make an impact right now for the Las Vegas Raiders. And then just whoever's going to get him the ball, Derek Carr, Marcus Mariota. But I think he's the smoothest route runner we've seen in a long time. He's so crisp. He just glides. And he'd make an immediate impact for sure. 49ers next on the clock. Honestly, I think they go Henry Ruggs the third. I know CeeDee Lamb is there, but they have Deebo Samuel works the intermediate. George Kittle could work the underneath, and then Henry Ruggs to take top off the defense. I think it's an excellent pick. Also, what people forget is that this man has hands. The dude can catch. He's just not a speedster. Like, hey, all right, bro, you got to fade. Like, all we really need you to do is take the top off. Like, the ball's not even coming your way. The dude can catch. He rarely dropped the ball in Alabama. The dude has hands. I think that that would be a great pickup for them, and hopefully he's there. Tampa Bay, Brady, the GOAT, needs protection. I would go Andrew Thomas from Georgia just to get Brady protection. I mean, he has Mike Evans, who is going to be throwing to. So, like I said, they could go receiver heavy in the later rounds. But I'd get Andrew Thomas just to protect Brady. Although he's still the GOAT. Brady has never been mobile, and now that he's 42, he's not moving. I'd be surprised if he scrambles for like 6 yards this year. The Broncos, this is it. This is it. I hope they take CeeDee Lamb. Him and then Cortland Sutton on opposite ends of each other with Drew Lock. And Drew Lock can sling it. I mean, I think Drew Lock is more than capable to take them far. So I'd go CeeDee Lamb. He's electrifying and he plays bigger than what he really is. So he's just something else with the ball in his hands. I can't describe it, but he's a football player. He just knows how to play football. That's what he does. And like I said, he plays bigger than what he actually is. And last one for this video, my first 16. And if you guys want me to do the other 16, go ahead and leave it in the comments down below, and I'll give my input on that. Remember, that's my first time making YouTube videos, and it's just my mock draft. Like I said, if Mel Kiper can do it, he's the worst, let's be honest. I can do it. I think the Falcons take Clavon Chason with Dante Fowler and Tack McKinley on that edge, or on the line. I'm sorry. They could you can never have enough pass rushers, and he's long, he's rangy, and he can drop into coverage. So I think that would be a good pickup for them. They could also go corner, but I think for the sake of this draft, we're gonna go with defensive edge rusher. But that would be my draft, my mock draft. Let me know what you think. Also, like, comment, subscribe. I know right now I'm using my phone. I'm working up to getting a camera, but gotta pay off those loans first, and we're almost done. So praise God. But I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know what you think. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you guys want me to do the next 16 of the first round. So that's it. Remember, keep them first. Jesus loves you.